saying people can come out and get dead bodies? Because I'm confused.
But we don't know if the lockdown is going to be extended, do we?
Okay.
No,
Okay. You have a valid
I
point.
feel like if there is a dead body in the morgue, right, one way or the other, either the families are aware and they're not ready to come take it yet. So I'm thinking they're referring to specific people, and these people should know that they are.
But they're on lockdown.
No. The thing is, if the state government is saying that, right now we want to make use of this space. Now they will tell them, if you belong to category A to Z, you can come claim these bodies and tell us what you want us to do with
Do you know
the
what that
bodies.
means? Why will the Lagos State government want to decongest mortuaries in Lagos State? There is a possibility that there might be more deaths than we know. I like conspiracy.
No.
I mean,
hopefully that's not the case, honestly.
Hopefully I agree with you. But
maybe they were before the pandemic, before we had COVID-19. Maybe the mugs were already.
Are you saying Lagos people don't like burials?
No, I'm just saying, like, there might have been some deaths that were not claimed by certain people, or maybe families didn't have the money to do the burials at the time, and then now we need to put in more bodies in those places.
That settles my complex thoughts there. But then again, let's look at the story. It says NUJ calls for stabilization fund as the broadcast sector loses 90% of revenue due to COVID-19. I mean, another business or another sector of the economy, grappling for funds and grappling for stabilization funds, so to say. I mean, do you see the Nigerian economy standing on its feet after COVID-19? Really?
Like I've always said, and it depends on certain decisions that the federal government would take.
Last week was Arik, right? Last week we said Arik was cutting 90% of his staff and all of that. And this week it's NUJ saying, see, guys, we're not getting as much fund. 90% of our funds, we're not seeing advertisements anymore. We're not seeing people come for live appearances. And they can't even come for live appearances because there's social distancing and all. But let's hear what you wanted to say.
I was going to say, like, all of this, our economy after COVID-19 would depend on the decisions that the federal government would period right now. The things we would do, the things we'll put on the ground, the economic decisions that we would make, all right, would determine a lot, would help us a lot. That's what I'm saying. Fine, we're spending money to contain a virus, but at the same time, we should also think about the future. We should think about life after containing the virus. That's why I'm always of the opinion that, look, let us contain this thing properly. Let's have a total lockdown, and then we can reopen and have time for the economy, because at the end of the day, we need people to make the economy run. Do you understand? And that's what we have in other countries. Like you said, we were talking in the morning, and we were looking at other countries which have started to relax the lockdown in their countries because they had a total lockdown, and now they flattened the curve. Even China, places and cities in China have gone back to the normal.
So ahead. So we'll talk about it in the second half, though. But moving on, Rivers State. Okay. Sorry, you're showing me something.
Yeah, reps have resumed. Resumed plenary.
I was going to leave that for tomorrow because I want to see what the resumption will look like before I talk about it. If they're going to observe social distancing, if they're going to come and ask for sitting allowances. I just want to see what cars they were driving. But I don't want to talk about it just yet.
Their salaries.
That is what salaries. What about allowances? All right,
that's allowances is the major salary.
That is what I want to see. I want to see it tomorrow. So I'm not going to jump into that conversation just yet. But then again, I was going to talk about Rivers State. We've got 3 new cases, and it's supposed to be 4 according to some arguments. But let's leave it at what NCDC has said. 3 new cases, possible community contracting of
Definitely
the possible. No, the Commissioner for Health in Rivers State has said it's wrong for us to say everybody in that region has got it, or so many people have got it. But let's just probabilities now. We're doing mathematics, and there's a possibility that there is the community transmission of the virus already. Because the people who had it did not know that they had it, and they were all over the place.
There was a hotel
hotel manager. You probably must have come across other people who came to.
I had went to the village, stuff like that.
Yeah, all of that stuff. So, Port Harcourt, are we ready?
See, I feel like since we've gotten this information, that's the state government now, this should already brace itself because we don't know what's going to happen. And then we should already be seeing the sample testing going on right now in those communities.
Do
and maybe
testing center here
relatively close communities to the ones that we're focusing on, right? So we need to see the community sample testing. And if we do not have enough testing kits, we are in for it.
Honestly,
okay, you go.
I'm quite scared because Port Harcourt, people of River State are quite stubborn. Most of them don't even.
I was gonna go there.
Most of them don't even believe COVID-19 is real. All right.
According to the commissioner, a lot of them are evasive. They can't find them.
So I don't see a lot of people showing up for testing. Honestly, I don't see lots of people showing up and saying,
you have a point.
I had contact with this man, I would like to get tested. And that's where we really would have a problem here in River State.
With the sensitization, I think that we should be able to already make these people understand that it's not a death sentence.
But
right?
they know already.
We've sensitized enough.
The thing is we have to resensitize
They
them.
don't believe. They don't believe.
Lots of sensitization going on, really. NCDC, radio stations, TV stations.
Kalada, Wealth, Bolu.
As I said,
Annie,
resensitization.
Should I continue?
Because as you said, these people are stubborn. A lot of them do not even believe that there is COVID-19 or there is a thing like that. And a lot of them who probably believe would already have the thinking that if they come out now, people would start to neglect them or stigmatize against them and all of that. That's all we have to grapple with. But then, as I said, River State should brace itself.
But then again, I remember very well the governor mentioned it like 3 times on 3 different broadcasts, and he said, "I am a we are a responsive government." And do you think River State has been responsive enough? I mean,
you mean in this particular case,
in terms of COVID-19, because despite all the measures, we still have 3 new cases, making it 6 cases in River State in total. Do you think we've been able, compared to what other states have been doing? That's one question I've been asking myself, all through today. Secondly, do you think maybe we should have incentives for people who, after all, a lot of them have been crying hunger. Who knows? Maybe if they tell them there's good enough food in the isolation centers, people will be coming out for testing more often. People will be coming out to say, I had and then again, somebody said something on the show on Saturday morning, the 9 o'clock hour, and said that there was a pastor. I don't know how true. I've not verified it, but the person said it's, I'm just going to quote the person. According to reaching him, that there was a possible contact with one of the cases in River State. Imagine if we had not closed our churches or religious centers.
How are you sure that pastor's church?
Interesting question there now. And again, back to the question, have we been responsive enough?
Well, in the beginning, I felt we were, the governor closed down the state, Lagos State and Ogun State, even before we had the national, lockdown. So to an extent, we were. But now I feel now is really need
but you need
the government to intensify, and also according to
have you realized that people still sell in markets? Somebody called us on Saturday and said Elele markets. A lot of people know some other markets. I can't mention the name because I might be benefiting from those markets, but but basically the state government to look for a way of getting these people who have had contact, and also to intensify efforts towards making sure
and
ensuring
not just
that
the state government, the people who have been put there to man issues like this, they also have to understand that this is not the time for you to want to enrich your pockets, or the government have given you one opportunity for you to.
Are you talking about the committee?
Yeah, the committee setup, the task force setup. I feel like this is the time for them to understand the intentions behind the lockdown, the intentions behind their position, and work with it accordingly, instead of having reports that somebody is collecting money to let people in, or you go to the markets and somebody is
people,
pretending to whip people while he's collecting money and telling them, just quickly sell so that you can disperse yourself and all of that. It doesn't work that way.
On a general level, I feel the onus falls back to the people.
But the people are part of the government. I was going to go there. The people are part of the
people are the major. I feel like we should face the people now. Look, COVID-19 is real. We need to do certain things to ensure that this state doesn't go to anarchy.
But you know what this means as well? It means that probably the markets are not going to open anytime soon.
And there's hunger in the land. And I was going to talk about the palliative, but let's just
but before we get to palliative now 4 states in Nigeria still yet to record any case of COVID-19. and Cross River State is one of them. Yobe State, the other one. Nasarawa State, the other one, and Kogi State. I hope I'm right, Kogi. I think. Well, but let's look at the South now. Cross River State, the only state yet to catch COVID-19, and somebody called in last week and said because Ben Ayade is a microbiologist, but that's on the lighter side now, yeah. But do you think the measures you've put in place, he hasn't shut down things like?
But shut down the borders, right?
Wait, I'm going somewhere. Okay. People are free to move, but certain restrictions are. Everybody do have a face mask. Make sure you have your alcohol sanitizers and with you at all times. Do you think that should be what we should be setting task force or forces for, so that we are enforcing people to be in good hygiene more than closing down places and all of that stuff?
I think that, that could be a very good idea. But then again, as I said, intentions are good, but who is manning is the problem. I mean, in the first place, we asked them to man borders, and they weren't even able to do that to, the 100% good. People were still calling in and complaining as to how they would collect a few, an amount of money to let people pass and all of that. So I feel like even if you tell them that you should regulate the number of persons here, regulate the number of persons there, they would still be hitches one way or the other.
Okay, well, for Cross River State, I feel like the first move of the governor was a very critical one. Right? Closing the borders. That ensured that people weren't moving into the state, and then regulated, told people to wear their face masks and all that. And it was really thoughtful of him there. It only means that Cross River State will try to fight the virus and at the same time have an economy, and people wouldn't really complain about food and all of those things. So it was quite good to see him do that. But my problem, like Wolf has highlighted, is the state of the borders. Who is manning the borders? Are they collecting bribe? Are they allowing people in? I was coming to work this morning and I saw a bus shouting Bayosa.
No. Bayosa. On Saturday, I saw 3 buses leaving the state. This morning, on my way to work, I saw one arrive in the state. So whoever is manning those borders at the Imbiama axis of River State is doing nothing. As far as I'm concerned, nothing. Canada said so. But then again, we will open the phone lines right about now. Wealth just signaled me. Time is fast spent, and it's time for us to have your say on some of the issues that we've raised on the show this afternoon. 0817 0000951 and 0810-951-0951 are the numbers to call in and contribute. But if you cannot call in for whatever reason, you can send in your messages and WhatsApp messages to the number 0701-9339-962. Straight to the point, your name, your location, and your contribution. 95.1 FM. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Canada and Western. My name is Olo
Lucky. Welcome.
I want to start my contribution by asking a question. How did they know that the rice that federal government is sharing is expired rice? Is it that they are sharing it back? That they take the because they
did a routine check. They did a routine check, and they checked and they saw that the rice were bad.
I didn't get that. Sorry, I didn't get that.
I said they did a routine check, and then they got to find out that the rice were bad. As simple as that. That was what happened.
And custom has said no. This is not
So that's the questions. Who do we believe? So quickly so we can take another call.
Okay, now what I'm saying now is, since custom has confirmed that it's not expired, I'm really opposite to call on NAFTAC. They should go and check, because they are in charge of anything sell something. They should go so that they will save us, and they should continue to send their relief material.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that one. Oluloki, we got to let you go now. 95.1 FM. What's your name and where are you calling in from?
Good afternoon, Kalata and your colleagues in the studio.
Yeah, Okwando, been a welcome.
Yes, thank you, my brother. I don't know what the governor is telling us that they are giving local government autonomy. My brother, that is just like you people say, that is audio autonomy.
Why do you feel so, though?
The governors have been complaining, asking from the federal government that they want full autonomy of their resources. But right there at their nose, they are the ones cheating the local government, collecting money from made for the local government and putting it inside their pocket. I can never in my life believe that they willingly, because of how greedy these governors are, they willingly give any local government autonomy. They cannot.
So you don't think the report is true, because the report is from this day, and one of the local government chairmen was the one who came out to say that was let's help and praise Fintiri for doing this amazing job, giving us autonomy. Are you saying that is not true? Is that what you're saying? Let me get you well.
And let me tell you, that is just the man is just trying to form.
All right.
Do you remember that when there were clamor in this country for local government to have autonomy? In Akwa Ibom, local government chairman came and told us that they don't want.
Even in River State, I had a commissioner here in the studio. He said same. A local government chairman, rather.
These people are stooges of governors. Don't ever believe them in what they are saying.
All right, then.
Thank you.
I think the most we can do is watch and see if actually this autonomy gets to the local government chairman
or not.
All right, but I find it hard.
But is he the first governor to come out to say things like this?
I think so. I find it hard to believe that this will be audio, because the NOGA would hold him. National Union of Local Government, they would hold him, to his words. So I find it very difficult to think it is audio. 95.1 FM.
Hello, Kalada. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Your name and your location, please.
All right. My name is A.B. calling from Port Harcourt.
A.B. from Port Harcourt. Welcome.
Thank you, my brother. Kalada, it's not worrisome the way that this present government is running this country.
I don't know. You tell me.
It's really worrisome, my brother. How can you tell me that a whole praise is the number one among 200 million plus? And you're telling me your style of leadership, cold, hot, quiet, this? My brother.
But everybody's got a style. Everybody's looking for North Korean president right now, and they can't find him. And that is his style.
That is his style. And Nigeria is sinking as like a ship.
Nigeria is not sinking. Nigeria is afloat, please.
Okay, Nigeria is not sinking. Today, tomorrow, we complain of herdsmen killing. We complain on Boko Haram.
All right.
We complain on the bishop palliative, the way it's going. I heard today that elders in the south are calling that it should not be marginalized.
All right.
It means that something is going on based on his leadership. I'm beginning to look at who has indeed pocketed the rest of Nigeria inside nylon and tie it. Nobody's speaking. Those who supposed to speak are not speaking. Why?
Right.
Because
they are shy.
I remember when Danjuma and Obasanjo is saying that there is a ethnic cleansing going on. To me, I'm trying to find out what does ethnic cleansing mean. It could be a ritual so that those who speak could no longer speak. And things are going wrong. We are just been on the defense and watching. And one day, we all will see it Kokoro.
All right, thank you very much. We are already seeing Korokoro. I don't know. Are you not seeing Korokoro already? Which other Korokoro do you want to see? 95.1 FM.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Moving on, welcome.
You know that if I say that since they created this country, they have a serious leadership failure that's even causing more harm till now. It's very hard for some people to believe. I'm telling you, Canada, this current virus have exposed a lot of things.
All right.
The kind of that Nigerians are worshipping. It's people backing them. See,